Hey everybody, it's Joe DeFelice, Regional Administrator with U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Before we begin today, we want to start with introductions. We're going to start with Michael.
Hello, I'm Michael Horvath. I'm the Field Office Director for HUD's Pittsburgh Field Office.
Hi, Rich Fitzgerald, Allegheny County Executive.
Good afternoon, Frank Aggazio, Executive Director, Allegheny County Housing Authority.
I'm Dr. Beverly Moore, and I am the Deputy Executive Director of the Allegheny County Housing Authority.
Good afternoon. I'm Cindy Haines, the Executive Director of Focus on Renewal.
So we're here today to talk about EnVision centers. As many of you know, it's one of HUD's key priorities, and the key priorities are to help individuals and families we serve become self-sufficient and economically independent. HUD Secretary Ben Carson has long said the measure of success is not how many people we get into our programs, but how many people we can graduate out of our programs. So let's bring me to why we are here today for this afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to announce the designation of Haines Manor in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania as a HUD EnVision Center. It's the 12th EnVision Center designation in the Mid-Atlantic region. Nationwide, there are 92 sites. They take a holistic approach to helping HUD-assisted families access financial programs, healthcare, education opportunities, and higher-paying jobs. We launched the EnVision Center Demonstration Initiative 3 years ago as a way to help connect local resources to the people who need them most. Support focused on 4 pillars of self-sufficiency: character and leadership, educational advancement, economic empowerment, and health and wellness. For a second, because I've spent a lot of time traveling this region. We've covered over 200 counties, but specifically spent a lot of time in Allegheny County. County Executive, I've met with you. I've been with you several times. Frank, I've been with you probably 6 or 7 times now. We visited your sites. We toured with your police chief. We had Secretary Carson there. Secretary Carson spent a lot of time. So we understand your commitment, and we know the great work that you are all doing. So I just really, I wish we could have done this in person. But unfortunately, we're doing it this way. I mean, it's changed the way that we work and the way we think and the way we live. But we will know that you will always be there to continue to help the people that we serve. And we truly appreciate that. So with that, we're going to start with just hear from some other people. County Executive Fitzgerald, the floor is yours. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Administrator DeFelice. We really appreciate your, first of all, recognizing and bestowing the EnVision on what we're doing here. And I want to congratulate Director Aggazio and Deputy Director Moore for the work that they continue to do. We appreciate you, Administrator, recognizing that and the work that they do. And you're right, we certainly would rather be doing this in person, would rather be doing this together, but we understand during this time of the pandemic that communication is different and has been for the last number of months. But we know that the work goes on, that the needs are still there, that regardless of what other things are going on, that the people in this community are people that we need to serve. And I like the way Secretary Carson says it. It's not about how many people are in the program. It is how many people we empower to get out of the program and become self-sufficient economically and every other way that we want to do. Haines Manor's got a reputation of working within the community over a number of years in the McKees Rocks and Stowe area, and it will continue to do so. So I appreciate you recognizing all of that. I appreciate Michael Horvath and the work we've done, worked with you over many, many years in different works. And one of the things I think we do well in Allegheny County is we partner, we work together. And I know we're going to hear from City Haines in a little bit to talk about some of those things and how important it is for EnVision and all of our partners to come together and work on this. But this is a great step forward. This is a great acknowledgement and should give even a little more impetus to some of the work that we're doing here. So it's a proud day. Again, we wish we could be together more intimately than we are just through the virtual platform. But at least we're recognizing some of the things that are going on and the work that goes on. So let me turn this over now to Director Aggazio, Frank Aggazio, who leads the Allegheny County Housing Authority and really tries to work in so many of our communities in need. And this is a special day, not only for Allegheny County, but specifically for the Housing Authority, for Frank and his team. So Director Aggazio, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Rich. We applied for Hayes Manor because we thought it was such a good fit. The services that are provided at Hayes Manor meet the 4 pillars of the program almost to a T. We also, whenever HUD comes out with a new program, we like to get in on the ground running, and we think this is a prestigious designation and a prestigious award. There are many valuable partners that contributed positively towards self-sufficiency that we have involved with Hayes Manor. The local community. I mean, I've had conversations recently with the mayor of McKees Rocks, with some other folks that know about the designation, and that they're proud that Hayes Manor is designated. I want to thank the work that Beverly's done and that Cindy's doing for the residents there. And once this pandemic is over, I know that the center will be going on all 4 cylinders. So I want to thank everyone involved. Thank you, Joe, for the designation. Thank you, Michael, for working with you. And thank you, Rich, for all your support.
I think I follow Frank, and what I was about to say is, number one, thank you for giving us the opportunity at Focus on Renewal to support and enliven the EnVision Center for Hayes Manor. We can't and we won't be doing it alone, of course. It will take many hands, hearts, and minds for us to lift the EnVision Center from a paradigm, a concept on paper, to a reality that will enhance the lives of our residents. The EnVision Center formalizes and deepens the commitment that Focus on Renewal already has with the residents of Hayes Manor. And we do affirm and align ourselves to those 4 pillars that we talked about of self-sufficiency, economic empowerment, educational advancement, health and wellness, and of course, leadership. Focus on Renewal attests to the power of the 4 C's, and I know we know them well. That is collaboration, coordination, cooperation, and communication. It will take all these aforementioned actions to transition our neighborhood into a more empowering place for the individuals and families we are engaged with at, in, and through the EnVision Center. But most importantly, federal, state, and local governments, collaborative partners such as Grosstow Rocks, which we're a member of, places of worship, private businesses, ACHA staff, and the residents themselves must all be a part of this process. To benefit from the EnVision Center, we have to bring it. And the time is now and the place is here. Each of us, all of us, that's what we have to do. Here's what Focus on Renewal does intend to do. We will continue to expand economic mobility and opportunity through our workforce development programs. We have several. We will offer educational advancement opportunities through our library programs that address lessening the many facets of the digital divide. Health and wellness will be addressed through our food security and nutritional initiatives, and we have several of those as well. And our opioid project will emphasize and address mental health and behavioral problems of our families in Hayes Manor and around Hayes Manor as well. But yet, a new frontier must be established. A launching, if you will, of a residential leadership forum and a platform for building communication skills that forges and crafts pathways to self-empowerment. The EnVision Center can and will bring light, hope, and most importantly, ready access to the residents of Hayes Manor. We are all in. That's why I'm here. That's why I know you're here. So thank you again, all of you, HUD, ACHA, anybody that put thought and energy into the EnVision Center. We are ready to start it. Gear it up. Here we go. You're next, Beverly.
Thank you so much, Cindy. And for Frank and for Joe and Mike and Rich Fitzgerald, let me tell you, the residents are always elated to take care of and embrace what's being offered there. And I just want to let you know that currently there are several services that are offered to the ACHA residents through the Hayes Manor newly named EnVision Center. And these services include reading enhancement opportunities through the reading room, and it really caters to the younger children and middle school children, and it's done through the reading room activities that we have there. Through the partnership with Focus on Renewal, we have the positive parenting classes and the Head Start program. We also have the computer literacy classes. And by the way, we actually, before COVID, we did 2 classes there and gave out 20 laptops for those who completed the classes, and we were to start another one. So we're waiting when we can get back together and do that, and that would be good. It's all held right there at Hayes Manor. And then we have the after-school programs and the hunger elimination programs. And all of these serve to augment the self-sufficiency efforts for our families. And I just want to let you know, too, with all of those efforts and collaboration that Cindy talked about, not one of our families went hungry through these COVID times. From March to today, we have had 8 entities that have come in and have helped our families to be able to receive food 2 to 3 times a week, door to door. And those services were something that we could not do without those that partner with us. And so I'm grateful for that. But additionally, the expectation of being designated as one of HUD's EnVision centers is that we will attract additional partners that allow us to continue residential self-sufficiency growth through the academic attempts that will yield GEDs for our residents. They've already done that. I wish I had a number that I could tell you through the years who has gotten their GED through that, but we don't intend to stop because some of them have. It's still a need, so we're going to keep moving forward. And the academic accomplishments that our residents do want to do through entities and partnerships like CCAC and Bidwell Training Center, and the financial literacy that comes through the banks that come in and actually conduct classes to teach them how to budget and pay rent and things like that. So the other is the healthcare entities that we have that come, and they bring programs that help enrich with some enrichments that help improve family health outcomes, which is something that's very good, especially for our young parents and our single household parents. And so then with, as Cindy talked about, the workforce development, that's good to have that kind of partnership, because we will also be partnering with Focus on Renewal to make sure that people know how to do resumes and apply for jobs and things like that. Earn and Learn, one of the programs that we've already partnered with that, and some folk have been able to get some employment as a result of that. So all of these things serve to enhance our overall program of family self-sufficiency. And because it works together, and you all decided, Joe, to help us become an EnVision center, we thank you so much for that. And we look forward to excelling more and more. As you said, Cindy, here we go.
Well, on behalf of the HUD Pittsburgh field office, I want to extend a sincere congratulations to the Allegheny County Housing Authority on the Hayes Manor EnVision Center's designation in McKees Rocks. It's been really inspiring to hear from County Executive Fitzgerald, the Housing Authority, and Focus on Renewal. EnVision Centers create an opportunity for investment in individuals and families. I want to take a moment to thank the hardworking team at the Housing Authority for their efforts in this designation. And I also want to send a thank you to stakeholders and community members for their involvement and engagement. Important projects like this do not come to fruition without engaged and committed community organizations and citizens. A thread that we've heard throughout this conversation is that a key component in the delivery of services and support are partnerships at all levels. Intentional and collective efforts across a diverse set of organizations are needed to empower the households to self-sufficiency. I look forward to working with the EnVision Center team to bring federal partners and area stakeholders to help residents open doors towards a bright future. Thank you, and with that, I want to turn it back over to Regional Administrator Joe DeFelice.
All right, Michael. Well, thank you, and thank you for stealing my last line. But I think the mindset here is, and I think we all realize, it really does come down to teamwork and partnerships. What you have here is you have the federal government, you have county government, you have local government, you have nonprofit partners, and most importantly, you have the people, right? when I travel this region, one thing that I talk about regularly is that government is not a top-down approach. It is not the federal government dictating down to the local level what they should do. Frankly, it should be the other way out. It should be the people dictating up how we can all do our jobs so much better. So with that, on behalf of Secretary Carson, I want to congratulate all of you. I know that the Housing Authority, Frank, you and your team are going to do an excellent job of helping households on a path to self-sufficiency and upward mobility. Once again, thanks for joining me today. Stay safe and be well.